Ladies and gentlemen, is this the week where we finally get a Nintendo Direct? And I know, we can say that every week, or sometimes it seems like it's going to be that week, but I do think there's a lot of evidence that one is right around the corner, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you some evidence of why I think it's this week. I don't think it's a general Direct, but I do think a partner showcase makes a lot of sense. And there's also some other massive Nintendo announcements right around the corner, so we're going to talk about those as well. I know it's felt pretty slow with official Nintendo news, at least that's how it felt to me, but I think that's all about to change. So let's go and get right into this video. You know, it's funny, and this is something leakers will do. They're I heard this is coming, and then keep it very vague. Heard what's coming and when. And then when something happens, they're told you, told you. And I'm not talking about any specific people, but I do find it very funny. So I think there's going to be a Nintendo Direct. I know, crazy. How could I even say something like that? But I do think it's going to be this week. But I've also thought it was going to be a couple previous weeks. But I'll show you some evidence. I also think it's a partner showcase. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. We are, I want to say 400 subscribers away from 30,000. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter so we can keep the communities growing. And let's go and get right into this. So the first thing I want to do is talk about this new article that's going around, and it's going, I mean, not viral, but it's popping off, right, in the gaming leaks universe. And there's a person, their name is Blackthorn_Orion over on Reddit, who broke down this huge Nintendo breakdown of upcoming projects, rumored projects, leaks, partners, development stuff. I mean, it's a great read. So I just want to highlight that. That's where a lot of this information I'm going to start talking about will come from. But they talk about Nintendo Entertainment, their planning and development. They talk about a bunch of rumors, a bunch of leaks, a bunch of stuff that seems credible. They talk about the Zelda team talking about future games and what Aonuma thinks they should be doing in the next games. And they even go back and talk about a lot of leaks that were coming from Midori, which a lot of people donate to hate, and then Nash Weedle and a few other people. But if you go back a year, maybe actually more than that, probably about a year and a half, we had a leaker named Midori who was leaking stuff that had to do with Sega as well as Nintendo, and every single thing they said was 100% accurate. So much I thought they were an official Sega employee or something, and we all thought, man, this Japanese girl is going crazy with these leaks. Then it turned out it was some random white guy who was cosplaying as a Japanese girl leaking all this stuff out. They got exposed, and then the leak stopped, which was, what a wacky thing to happen. But a lot of stuff they said before the Switch 2 launched, this is what's going to happen, and a lot of that stuff happened. They gave us a lot of code names. So things have been going on, and it's not just Nate the Hate saying this. Then we had these other French journalists and Italian YouTubers say all this stuff, even a week before Nate the Hate said a lot of stuff. Firstly, this Star Fox game that was supposed to be revealed in April. It didn't happen, right? Now, I do think it's still going to get revealed very soon, possibly even this week. A lot of people are oh man, Nate the Hate's full of shit, this, that, and the third, which is, it's crazy. The internet is very fickle, but I mean, I don't even want to use the word integrity, because integrity, gamers, social media, these things do not overlap, right? At least it seems that way. But people have no integrity and they switch up quickly. So I try to take this making videos saying stuff pretty serious. I like joking around as well, but I like to give you guys accurate information as much as I can. And that's why I cover a lot of Nate the Hate stuff. So Nate the Hate was saying some stuff. It was kind of verified by a few places. And the Star Fox game is allegedly getting revealed on the Nintendo Today app. Now, if this was a big Star Fox game, this would 100 million% be shown off in a Nintendo Direct. People are saying, oh man, first party directs seem like they're not a thing, which I know it feels that way, but 100% we are still getting first party directs. June is probably going to be a massive one that will set up the entire rest of the year, as well as kick off Zelda's 40th anniversary. So all of that stuff I think is still real, but that's not the Nintendo Direct I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about a third party direct, or a partner showcase, which the tally is pretty much gone now. But I think we were up to 20 games that were leaked out through trademarks, ratings boards, just marketed early. I mean, we even had Madden NFL 27 just leak out. Like, the official release date across all consoles, and the place where it was leaked was the damn eShop out of all places. Which makes me also happy that, yes, I know, Madden 26 ran great, and probably a few other sports games in the future will. But as we get further into this generation, in the next few years, we're really going to start seeing the power of the Switch 2. And what I mean by that is like how well it's able to keep up with, I guess, the annual releases or whatever. But this isn't even a game I expect to see in a partner showcase, but at the same time we probably could. I'm talking about these other 20 games, and I used to have a list on my other computer. I just got a new computer of all the games that were leaked out or rumored. We really had a million games, and I'm sure you can think of a few off the top of your head right now. These need to show up somewhere. Yes, they can be revealed on a random day, a trailer drop, social media post, yes, and some of this will happen. But there's two places, technically three, but two places where these games would get shown off. One is in a partner showcase. Two is the upcoming Summer Games Fest, but that would only be for newer games, right? Maybe Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition, maybe that could probably be slipped in there because I know Sega's always showing off something there, or multiple things, but Summer Games Fest is probably reserved for newer games. A partner showcase, while there will be a couple newer games in there, this is going to be reserved for a lot of Switch 2 ports. Now, last week, everybody was expecting this Star Fox game to get revealed, and I said in one of my videos that Japan's Golden Week is starting, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday, so if it didn't get revealed before that, it's not going to happen until, I guess, a week later. And right now, I just looked up when does Golden Week in Japan end, and it ends on Wednesday. Now, what day is the most common day that we get a Nintendo Direct? Well, that would be Wednesday. And Golden Week is like everybody kind of takes off and doesn't really do much work. But that doesn't mean they can't have stuff scheduled ahead of time. So I could see some social media posts already being scheduled for Tuesday to say, hey, join us tomorrow. Or I can't remember if they're a day or two ahead when they start promoting the Nintendo Direct. But I can see some social media posts already scheduled saying, join us on Wednesday for a 30-minute, maybe even a 45-minute presentation. Now in this article I was talking about earlier in the video that's over on Reddit, which is truly worth reading, they talk about all the people who Nintendo are working with. They also talk about how Nintendo said either last year, beginning of this year, or sometime, how Nintendo wants to start, I don't know if they use the word acquiring, but kind of taking over or taking on indie development teams. So Nintendo can also start working on indies, as well as have some of those teams work on some of Nintendo's games. I could see some I don't know how to even explain it. I guess it would be the same way that Dave the Diver is considered an indie, even though I think the funding came from Xbox or Microsoft. I could see Nintendo doing that same kind of stuff this Switch 2 generation, and maybe we'll start seeing some of those games in a partner showcase / indie world, which Nintendo does randomly sometimes. And another reason I think this partner showcase makes a lot of sense, possibly coming this week, let's just say the first party direct is in June. I don't know when, probably mid-June. We're going to have 20 plus games coming over to the Switch 2, third party, in a partner showcase. We're going to highlight these. You need some time to let those announcements breathe, and then let's move on to the next thing. And what I mean by that is, if we had a partner showcase the end of May and a first party direct the beginning of June, and don't get me wrong, I know these games are going to sell. You're going to buy what you want to buy. Good ports are going to do great. Crappy ports, we're going to joke about them and then move on. But at least to me, it seems like you wouldn't highlight 25 or 20 third party games, and then you would have Nintendo do their direct and highlight their stuff, and then somebody was like, damn, I don't know what to buy. Am I going to buy these first party Switch 2 games, or do I get these great third party games? I just feel like it would be counterproductive for Nintendo to promote all this other stuff and then promote their stuff on top of that. And what you might think is, well, it's Nintendo, the first party stuff is going to sell. Yeah, you're right. But what you might not realize, and I'm seeing this more and more with the Switch 2, a lot of people are getting a Switch 2 because they can only buy one console. It's a luxury. PS5s are expensive. Xbox is, Xbox is whatever the hell Xbox is doing right now. but I've met quite a bit of people, talked to people on my Instagram, through YouTube, live streams, whatever, who are getting a Switch 2, and majority, I'm talking about like 90% of their games, they are buying third-party games because it's not really such like a big difference anymore. You know, you can only get one console. I'll get a Switch 2. I'll play third-party games there. And if one time out of the year there's a interesting Nintendo game, I'll pick that up as well. But the picture I'm trying to paint, I guess, is that when you thought about the Nintendo Switch, you thought about all the first-party Nintendo games. With the Switch 2, at least currently, when you think about the Switch 2, you think about a lot of great third-party ports that are just running fantastically over there. So I just think it makes sense to have like a 4 to 6 week window between a partner showcase and the first party direct. So yes, this could happen pretty much any time during the month, and who knows. But I just think with the way everything's been happening, with Golden Week ending this week, and with a huge Nintendo Direct being rumored for next month, like that first party one, I really think we could get a Nintendo Direct this week, that partner showcase. And I'm very curious, man, to see some of these ports, because we have it pretty good right now. And as people develop games specifically for the Switch 2 moving forward, I really can't imagine the quality of some of these games we're going to get in the future. And I'm talking about third party. I know Nintendo's going to do what they're going to do, but I'm sure there's going to be some third party exclusives like the Dustbloods and a few other things. I'm very curious to see like the quality of those games. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. So in the comments below, I would love to hear from you guys. Do you think we get a Nintendo Direct this week? Is it going to be a partner showcase, a first party direct? Do you think Nintendo just says nothing? I would really love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. And if you made it to this part of the video, if you could do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe on the way out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter on the way out, and consider becoming a channel member, because we have 19 and I would love to get to 20. Because we're streaming weekly, probably going to start multiple times a week. So I'd love to see you guys over there. And you guys know me, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace.